how are you? This is Jolie Bling. I have another project, the third project using Ornamental Christmas, I'll say product suite, definitely using the bundle, but the product suite includes the wonderful paper. So this is today's project using the trees and these two different designer papers. And I'll be proud to tell you, I used, if there's 6 patterns, 6 designs, I've used all of them, which is so nice. I was chatting with Jude and she said, yeah, usually I use one and then I stash the rest of it away because I like it, and then I don't use it. Well, here's ideas so you can use all of your whole package of paper. So this is one of them. Kind of simple on the inside, a little bit of room to write. And then I thought, well, let's add a splash of color, because when I show you the other 2 projects, they're all black, gold, and white, and there's no color, which is fine. And this initially didn't have any color, but then I thought, oh, I have that ribbon. That would be so pretty with the gold edge. So this one has a little color, and any ribbon that you have, you could put it here, and then color your tree the matching color, and it'll look like you planned it. This one, I think it might be a little bit too busy inside. So I want to do another one with this ribbon because it has the gold in it, and then color the tree in Mossy Meadow because that's the color of the ribbon, but use this tree. So that's the plan. I have a basic plan. So there's this one. Oh, let me show you project number 1 and number 2. And there's videos on these, and both of these I found them online, and I gave credit to the designer, but I love both of them. So this one, the trees, so I'm using 2 different designer papers, 1, 2. So now we have a total of 4. This is cut out from the designer paper. So you don't have to do the trees, you just cut them out. This is the designer paper cut into strips, and then a little bit more designer paper. And the little stars and the dots are included in the same sheet of paper. So that's the first one. This is the second one, and this might be my favorite. Once again, the ornaments are cut out of the designer paper, and then there's this piece. And then another ornament cut out of the designer paper. So we've used the whole package. So you could get, out of one sheet, I know for sure, out of one sheet of this paper, you could get 11 card fronts. And then I think you could get enough trees out of one sheet of paper to make those 11 cards. And you'll have 2 sheets, so that's 22 cards. But you could get all of your Christmas done with this one package of paper or the one bundle. And the, I was going to show you, there's a different cord, and it's part of the product suite, and that looks really nice here too. I use just plain gold. Both of them look great. Okay, so we'll use Ornamental Christmas Bundle, Gift of Joy, just for the Happy Christmas, and that's right here, and it's right here. Ornamental Christmas dies, and I should put these out. These 2 dies here cut out the trees, and then this one does, but I wanted a little bit of a different take on my trees, so I fussy cut them. But you can always use the dies to cut out the trees. It just won't be as detailed, which is fine, and definitely easier. So there are these 2 dies. And I've seen people take these dies, cut out designer paper, and have that as part of their collection of trees, and that's really cute too. And traditional label die, just for the die that cuts out the FaLaaLaa. Okay, let's go. Leave these here. So I want to use this ribbon, the Mossy Meadow in gold trim, so we'll use that. Because we're going to do heat embossing, use your embossing toolkit, and that has an embossing buddy with it. Tear tape just to attach the ribbon to the back of the textured paper. It just works well, makes it a little easier. These are for stamping the trees on. I want to try these. I'm thinking these might be nice, or even some of these other colors might add just a little hint of additional color. I'll probably end up going with the white ones, but they're just a lot of fun. Frosted iridescent dots. Here's our papers. And embossing folder, birch wood. So this is the paper, and I've bought 2 packages, so we should be able to see it all. There's this one that we'll use today. On the back side is holly with gold berries. And then this one that we'll use today, the back side is little dashes. All these look great together. Then the other ones I might have used them. Oh, this one is on the ornament card. That's where all those ornaments came from. That's fun. This one is on the ornament card. That's nice. This one is on card number 1. Recognize that. The back side is the stars. It's so hard to cut up and put glue on the stars. And then here's the trees paper with dots. So that's all the 6 designs, 2 each. So the 12 sheets right there. They're all wonderful. Okay, so this is part of online exclusives. It was available in September. The product suite has designer paper, the bundle, the gold hoops, and here's the black and white and gold baker's twine. My printer wasn't printing that good, so it doesn't look black and white and gold, but it's really nice. And of course you get a discount when you buy the stamp set and dies together, a 10% discount. Pretty much covers your shipping. Shipping is 11%, so you're really close. Okay, so let's get to building this project. So here's the base paper. The paper cut sizes are listed in the video description. So if you want to have your papers cut and then we can stamp together, that's kind of fun. And these are for the inside. This is for the words. I think I'm going to leave the words off, but we'll keep that nearby. This is for the texture. So I'll do the texture. And sometimes if you're worried about if it's super directional, this is a bit random, but yeah, it's still directional. You could use the line at the bottom, get your paper lined up right there, and then you know it's straight as can be. So I'll texture this. That is right here. And this paper, FaLaaLaa, I love that. We'll cut it out. And I'm looking to optimize the words. Like if I put it in the middle, half there, but if I put it up high, you could definitely read these 2 lines. And that's just happy, you know it continues down there. Okay, the designer paper. So when you have designer paper that's striped, and this is a little bit random, see how the black is heavier than the gold? I think it's good to put the black to the outside just because it kind of anchors the card. So wherever you put it, whether it be here with a little bit of the white texture paper showing, or if you put it close to the edge, it says that right there, I'll move it in, that is the edge of the card. The gold can do it too, but it's just not as strong of a color. So if you have a little bit of black showing, that's kind of nice. So that will go right here. Textured. Okay, so for the trees, I'm going to do them on these 2 little papers. I use my embossing buddy, and I'm going to stamp four trees. In Versamark, and then put them into the black powder. Okay, black powder. I want to really get it loaded up with powder. Okay, that looks good. Just because it's such fine detail on here, I want to make sure there's powder thick everywhere it can go. And I'm not worried about these little bits of black powder over here because I'm going to fussy cut it and those will go away. So sometimes if you're using your heat tool to set the embossing powder, if it's something really fine like this, if you heat it from the underside, it still gets the heat, but it doesn't get the wind. And I know there's just a little bit, but it does help on some projects. If it's like a big, bold stamp, or even this one that's a little bit more bold, that's fine from the top. But sometimes just give it a try from the bottom. And I'll still hold it about 1 inch away from the paper. Let me make sure I got it all. Because I want to put a little bit of color on this, I need to make sure there's no powder on here. If there's powder on here and I use my aqua painter, it's just going to brush the powder away, and then you won't see the little branch if the powder is gone. That looks good. Okay, so I need a total of 4. Hold on. Here we go. And I fussy cut them. So remember how there's a die? This just has a complete different look. It doesn't pick up any of the detail, but I think it goes along with the modern Christmas theme, where it's just a straight line. And even doing this on some of the fancy designer papers, or even like this paper, that could be a lot of fun. Maybe you could stamp over this paper, then cut it out. But the die is nice. Okay, so here's the 4, and I fussy cut them all. And this one has a little bit of Mossy Meadow ink on it, so I'm going to put Mossy Meadow on these 3. So I have my aqua painter and a little block that I took Mossy Meadow, put it in there, and it just makes it a little bit easier to control because I don't want it super dark. But when you have it on a block, give your aqua painter a squeeze, get water going in there, and then see how you can control. If you dip it right here, that's really heavy ink. If you come over here, let the water from the aqua painter drip down onto your block, it's a bit lighter. I want the bit lighter for this because I want the card to still look black and white with gold. And if I did it too heavy, I think it would take away some of the simplicity of it. Okay, so right down the middle. And then once the color is kind of half worn out, I'll do these tips just to make it look light. And I'm not being precise at all. So that one is done. Let's see how much color is on here. Not much. And give it a squeeze. Right down the middle. It's kind of fun doing that with it being embossed in black like that. And if some of the color goes off the edge, right to the tip of the paper, that's fine too. This one it didn't, over in here it did. On this side, quite a few of them did. Okay, there it is. And you can make it even lighter. I tried one of the trees, I did it in olive, just because olive is like a hint lighter than Mossy Meadow. But Mossy Meadow has like a little bit of a more blue tone to it, and I wanted it to match the ribbon. So Mossy Meadow, that one, that was the winner. Okay, let's start building this card. So the texture paper, I'm going to put this right to the edge. And then I'll wrap the ribbon around it, and we could put it onto the card front. Ooh, I might need to get more glue. Running low. It's like when my container is less than half full, it gets stingy. Okay, let's see how this is looking. Pretty good. Okay, to wrap the ribbon around, let's first cut a bunch of it. So just as a band, and then enough to wrap on either side. Okay. Then I'm going to use tear tape. If I use glue, I'd be sitting there holding it for 10 minutes, and I don't want to do that. Oh, that ribbon. Did you notice, can you see this ribbon? Were you like, where's that come from? That is from the January mini catalog. It's white and gold. Here, I'll show you it. It's really pretty. It's really soft too. So here it is. So that was used on the one that was colored with shaded spruce. So then there is this, which is on this card. This is called Ribbon. Gold, white ribbon. Look how pretty that is. And can you see how soft it is? Easy to work with, easy to tie a knot, easy to tie a bow. It's really pretty. I did a video, unboxing video for the upcoming catalog, and that was included in the order. I'm sure it's part of a product suite. Nice. There's a lot of fun stuff in there. Okay. So this ribbon, Mossy Meadow gold trim, one side is a little bit more gold. The other side is a little bit more mossy. I'm going to lean toward the mossy side. Let me show you the two sides together. But I think either way would be just fine. So mossy, and I like that little gold band, so I'm going to put this right next to it, not cover it up. Good, good. And then to lock it in place, I'm going to use more tear tape on the back. So I'll get a bigger piece. Maybe. New roll. It's nice to have a new roll. Put it right over the first piece, then even a little bit bigger, and kind of lock that ribbon into place. Last thing you want is the ribbon popping out of place. Okay. And then next I'll take my glue, put it around the perimeter of the textured paper, a little bit thicker than normal, just because there's so much. Maybe I'll put a little under the ribbon too. Just because there's so much texture. Yeah, this is, I'll try clearing it out. If that doesn't work, I'll use the alternate glue. Oh, that might be the problem. Try one more time. Okay. that's better. So I'm being heavier than normal with the glue just because of the texture, because there's not that many surface to surface contacts with all the texture. Okay. So put this right here. And just to make sure it will dry, I'll take my big block and set it on top. Dry. Okay, so those are all colored. This is done. Okay, let's work on the inside. So the inside with the trees, that's too much. This one, that's okay. Maybe just one tree. So if there'll be 1, 2, 3, 4 on the front. That's the front. So how about if we just stamp them inside? So what kind of words? Merry Christmas is nice. Because I'm not doing words on the outside, I'll probably stick with that Merry Christmas. And I'll do that in Memento Black right at the top. Good. And then I probably should have done the embossing first, but that's okay. I'll do a tree right here. And I don't want any, it's black powder, so I guess it doesn't matter if it gets on there. But I'm gonna do embossing buddy over that. Like if it was gold powder and if it stuck to that, that wouldn't be good. So Versamark, that fancy tree. I'll do one right here. I'm looking at the center of the tree, like the stem, the stalk, the, you know, the core, and having it line up with the edge of the paper. Okay, black powder. Oh, and all these cards, it's kind of going this way a little. That's okay. All of these, I ordered some gold star sequins, and they should be coming like any day now. But I'm going to put that at the top of this one, and maybe at the top of a few of these. And I think that will make like the finishing touch. Okay, so I'll give that a little bit of color. And on these cards, because this is gold, everything is gold, black, white, I use pecan pie just at the bottom because it's almost close to gold color. And you know, hindsight, I think it kind of looks like there's dirt, but trees grow in dirt, so that's appropriate. This one, I did the gray. I think the gray looks good. So maybe we'll do gray on this one. Basic gray. So I'm going to do a hint of color on the tree. Maybe I'll do a swoosh, pick up a little color right in the middle, then pull the color out to the edges. And definitely it's random. Okay. I should do the gray, huh? I have it here. Pecan pie and basic gray. but I'm going to do it really light. Let me make sure there's no green in there. Get it light, squeeze it. See how that will look. Ooh, that would have been too dark. Okay, that's good. Just a shadow. Ooh, that looks pretty good. I should do it like snow mountains. Ooh, ooh. Who knew? All right. And once again, the gold star on top of there is going to be good. Get this cleaned out before you put the lid on it. So, see, that's just classic right there. So attach this. A little bit heavy underneath the tree because I know there'll be no writing right there. Okay. And we'll switch places. That should be good. This could go here with the weight on it, particularly where it was embossed. Okay, let's see. How did that? Nice. Okay, so to work on the front, how about this right here? One tree over here, like that. I still want to see the edge of the die because I think that looks nice. Then one of them can go underneath here. Oh, see, I didn't need to make another one. This one, okay, you ready? This one could go here. I was like, why did I make only 3? Or why did I didn't make 4, one for the inside. And that could go there, so it just looks like a really tall tree. So that's the plan. Well, now that I have this, should it go here? Ooh, that looks like a forest. And you could still see the gold. Okay, that's the plan. Okay, now I have to take it apart. Oh, and I want to do linen thread underneath the word label. Okay, so I'm going to start in the middle with dimensionals. And I probably just need to put a few dimensionals around the outside of the label, but because I'm doing the linen thread kind of swoosh, and I still have to tuck those trees underneath, I have 4 dimensionals right in the middle. Then I'll take this and wrap it around twice. And I'm leaving a little bit of a long tail on either side on purpose. Make it into a figure 8 and plop it right in here. And you could see how there is not much rhythm, or it's not strategically put in there. And that's just because I know I could still pull it up. Okay. I kind of want some of it over here where this tree. Well, that looks good like that. Okay, but see how these are kind of matchy-matchy? I like this, how that turned out. But those are too close to each other. I want them to be a little bit different, so I'll change their position just a little bit. Okay, so that one is longer now. I still like seeing the end. Those are still pretty similar. So where does this come? I'm gonna make that a little shorter, but you could make it anything you want. It'll be random still. How's that look? Eh. That's better. Okay, so I know the tree is going to go on top here, so I'll put dimensionals under here. And let me see how much adhesive is still available to stick to the card front. I think it's okay. And I'm going to put 2 dimensionals under here, but after I get those trees tucked in. Okay. Okay, so this part is still loose. So we can work on this one. Go right about there. So dimensionals up here and then glue on the rest. We still have those gems to put on, the iridescent. This can be, because that's going to stick to the word label, the FaLaaLaa. This will stick flat. Okay, looking good. And these are going to tuck underneath. So this definitely can be flat. What was the plan? This one was way up here. That's the tallest tree. And this one, oh, these are all underneath. Okay, so how about starting with this one with the glue on it, because that one is in the very back. It's kind of hard to cover so much up after doing all that fussy cutting. So this one will go right about here. Okay, this one go there. I'm looking at how it is against the ribbon, and that will let me know where to put this one. These are flat. Okay. Okay, that's good. Looks like it's a tall tree. And then this one will go right here. That one could be raised up. Okay, this one will get dimensionals. This one is midpoint. Okay. Well, that looks nice. Who knew? The extra tree. I didn't plan on that. So I'll put glue on the tree where the label will hit. Then I'll put a dimensional here and here. What happened? Where'd it go? Okay. Okay, so the front is done. Inside is drying, so let's decorate the front with the bling. Put on the inside in, and I think that will be, this one might be my favorite. I like the spruce. I like the monochromatic, but I kind of like this with the linen thread and the color. Okay, so let's get this thing decorated. Yeah, the white is going to do it. So I'll put on 2 of one size, 1 of another. Maybe. How about, ooh, those are pretty. How about here? And these are really pretty gems in here. And then a little one. Okay, this is my favorite. Can you see how pretty that is? I didn't know that those gems would be so perfect. And I'll take pictures of all these and put them on my blog. which is jillybling.com. So if you're making the same card, you'll have like still pictures that help you make it. Okay, so how is this? It has a smudge on it. How did that happen? I bet you know what it's from? It's probably from the trees. No, the trees weren't on there. Okay, sand eraser from Amazon. I'm just gonna go over the top. And not too much because it'll make the paper rough. But if I could get it lightened half, that's good. Okay, it's lightening up, but I don't want my paper to be rough right there. Okay, that's better. See how I cleaned it up? Okay. So out of projects 1, 2, and 3, and even just all 3 of these, which one is your favorite? I think out of all of these, my favorite is now this one. I like them all though. And then out of all of the, that turned out good. You know, I should check. Because see, there might be ink still wet because the embossing powder resisted the ink. So the ink is probably sitting up on top of the black embossing powder. Nothing came up. Well, just be aware of that. Okay, so this is my favorite out of all these. I like those. Between this one and that one, keep in mind, we're using all the papers. You tell me. I'm glad I don't have to choose. I like them all. Okay, that's it. If you have any questions, let me know. And I hope you have a great day.